Let me say this. You know, life is funny because a lot of times in life is okay, drama with Missy. Some little bit of drama with her. Let me, you know, actually, I'm actually to have this thing still going. Let me stop it right here. I've been recording myself talking. See, you know, I always talk to myself all the time, you know. Except I decided, well, I might as well stick a camera in my face and upload it. You know, the musings of Philip. You know, musings of... I had one thing I actually did upload called Musings of the Non-Smoking Man. Because there was an episode of X-Files called Musings of the Cigarette Smoking Man. But, you know, the musings of the non-smoking man. Since I don't smoke. The thing is, and I gotta get Missy because she's getting... Oh, she wants to be up here with me. She needs a haircut, seriously. The thing is that when it comes to drama and whatnot, you know, I don't know all about all that stuff, except I have experienced it on YouTube, and I've avoided it. You know, I think my biggest problems with this one guy, and I keep referred to him as Equifarb. That's not really his name, but I just call him that. You know, and he would always keep bothering me all the time because he wanted to debate with me. You know, he wanted to get into a religious debate because my opinions, I guess he thought they were a little bit too religious for his taste or something. You know, he made videos that, you know, they're very popular, at least they were. He hasn't made videos in a long time, but he would always talk about how stupid and stuff my views were in essence. And, you know, and just so, but it wasn't enough just to say it was stupid. He wanted me to debate him in a way that he could really show the whole world. See, look, I found one of those silly, stupid religious people. You know. Yet, I'm not what I think of as a silly, stupid religious person, you know. The thing is that it wasn't about what I was talking about. It's just the fact that, you know, the whole thing was he wanted to have a big, dramatic boxing match with me. And I think it was just for his own personal ego. It was just to make himself feel good. You know. And I'm not interested in stuff like that. You know. If he watches this video, he knows who he is. And I'm sure he's going to throw in his 2 cents in here. You know. He's going to throw in his 2 cents and tell me, you know, something. And I really don't care. I don't know how you stay balanced right here on my knee, Missy, but you do it. That's okay. But he wanted that. And I didn't want it. You know, people can ask me, why am I on YouTube? I'm on YouTube. I don't even know why. I'm just here because I got a camera. As I said before, I have a camera and I have an opinion, or maybe several, and I just stick a camera in my face. Because otherwise I just would be talking to myself anyway. I figure since I'm going to be talking to myself anyway, I might as well just put a camera in front of me and film it. Because that's what I do. What I'm doing now, I do that without a camera. I just talk about things. But I was thinking about the fact that, you know, there are things in this world that we do in life that are kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, and I was thinking about this when I was walking down the street. I'm always walking and think. All of a sudden a thought hits me. You know, I was thinking, if you fell from a 50-story building, you would brace for the fall. You know, seriously, you really would. I mean, I've never fell from a 50-story building. I just think instinctively you would brace for the fall. As you're falling the 50 stories down, you got a few seconds to think about it and everything. But you would just instinctively brace. Now, when you think about it, bracing for the fall doesn't do you any good. It's not going to do you any good. You're going to die anyway. You know, bracing for the fall is kind of nonsense. It's nonsense. Yet, at the same time, so what? It doesn't matter. It's nonsense, but it doesn't matter anyway, because to do, you know, there's no solution, really, to this situation. You can't unbraced for it either. I mean, if you sit there and think, let's say if you fall off a 50-story building, or let's say even off a bigger building, a 200-story building, or there's one actually, they're going to build one in Chicago. It's going to be, when they finish, it'll be the largest in the United States. It won't be the largest in the world, but it'll be taller than the one in New York. It'll be 120 stories tall. It's going to be actually a twin tower type thing. The new post office building, and it's supposed to be 2,000 feet tall. And if you were to fall off the top of that building, let's say you were a construction worker and you were at the very top floor and you fell off, on the way down, let's say two people fell at the same time and they got into a discussion, which I actually thought about this stuff too. It's like, I thought the silliest thing, like Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Well, I think, it's like a thought experiment. Now, I don't know how long it takes to fall 200 stories or 2,000 feet, but the truth of the matter is, if you actually hit enough time to actually have a little brief conversation with the other person, and you bracing for the fall, and the other person is kind of like saying, "Oh, they put their hand behind it like they're relaxing," and say, "I'm relaxing. I'm not going to brace for the fall because it don't make any difference. It's silly. It's silly." And you get into a debate with that person on the way down. It's about whether you should be bracing for the fall or whether you should be relaxed. I kind of feel like a lot of time in life itself is almost like us falling, because at the end we're going to wind up with the same results anyway. We're going to wind up with the same results even if we debate it all day. A lot of the problems in this world, we're not going to solve it. We're not in positions to solve it. Some of us may be in positions to do some things, and we do the best we can. But we're like those two people who are debating on the way down whether you should be relaxed and just go with the fall, or if you should try to brace for it, And I can imagine a person trying to brace for it might even rationalize it. Although you really don't make the decision to brace because of rationalizing. You do it because it's just instinct. It's what you do. It's an instinctive thing. And the other person may have learned over time with other events in their life, to just relax with things and just let it go and don't worry about it. But in the end, no matter what, nobody's really going to be right or wrong about this. It's a matter of what you feel like doing. You could say what works for you, but if works means which one is going to make you survive the fall, then that becomes a pointless point, because neither one of those are going to make you survive the fall. But if one makes you feel better, you feel better bracing for it than if you just relax, and the other person feels better relaxing, then you're both doing the right thing. You're doing what works for you individually. So I know that a lot of people would argue with me about that, and again, we're all like people falling from a tall building, getting into a debate about what's the best way to deal with this situation. No matter what answer we come up with, the results are going to be the same. I really, this is just rambling on. I might be bold enough to put this up for no particular reason except maybe to get Equifarb's reaction to the fact that I said something. Anyway, that's it. One day I'm going to write a book called Equifarb, The Untold Story, and people are going to be wondering, who is the Equifarb? It's just a name I made up for somebody who keeps bothering me. He doesn't bother me for years now, But I'm sure, and he unsubscribed from me because he used to be subscribed to my channel. I'm still subscribed to his, and I haven't seen a video from him in about at least 4 years, probably. So that's it. I'm gonna stop at this point and probably upload this just out of craziness.